Dear learners, welcome to the today's session on understanding self-awareness through Johri Window. The objectives of the lecture are to understand the need to know about self-awareness, to understand the concept of self-awareness, to know about Johri Window, to understand Johri Window as a tool to facilitate self-awareness. First, I shall explain the conceptual meaning of self-awareness and then I shall take up the Johri Window, which is a tool to facilitate self-awareness. Learners, you must have heard quite often, especially when you face some hard situation in life, from your elders and experienced people who are mostly your well-wishers, that you cannot control the outside factors comprising your situation in life, but you can control your inner self. However, it is easier to say to control your inner self than actually being able to do it. This is in our routine experience that we at times communicate with others in a manner that we react angrily or give indifferent response which we should not have actually done. And sometimes we later realize that this has adversely impacted either our relationship with others or adversely impacted our peace of mind. These experiences, if giving displeasure in life, makes us to look deeper inside to understand ourselves. Understanding self is important as this helps to know about our thoughts, emotions, and the consequent behavior. Since behavior is an outcome of the thoughts and emotions, and behavior is which is in transaction with others, we need to understand our behavior, and for understanding our behavior, we need to understand our thoughts and emotions. We can understand our thoughts and emotions only when we look inside. Looking inside is the mechanism for developing self-awareness. What is self-awareness? Self-awareness is an awareness of one's own personality and individuality. Various dictionaries give different definitions for self-awareness. According to Merriam Dictionary, self-awareness is the ability to see yourself and objectively through reflection and introspection. It is about good knowledge and judgment about yourself. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, in context of life, self-awareness helps to unfold inner realities of a being and help to see in the real perspective, which brings ease in life and overall happiness. Now we go specific. In the context of working in an organization, self-awareness is a medium to achieve higher level of job satisfaction as it helps to manage emotions better, which in turn helps to maintain good relationships with colleagues and the work environment. Self-awareness is based on the idea that you are not your thoughts, but the entity observing your thoughts. You are the thinker, separate and apart from your thoughts. In India, the spiritual knowledge that is passed on from spiritual gurus who emphasize that you are not this body, you are not even the mind, but you are someone who can observe both body and mind. We can go through our day without giving our inner self any extra thought, merely thinking and feeling and acting. However, we also can focus our attention on our inner self. That is the ability that Duval and Wickland termed self-evaluation. When we engage in self-evaluation, we give some thought to whether we are thinking, feeling and acting as we should. That is the way to know, are we following our standards and values? There is need to develop the ability of self-evaluation, which gives knowledge about self And this knowledge about self is self-awareness. Through daily practice of creating self-awareness, we evaluate and determine whether we are making the right choices to achieve our goals. Now, what is the importance to have self-awareness? As given by different scholars, says it can make us more proactive, boost our acceptance, and encourage positive self-development. Self-awareness allows us to see things from the perspective of others, practice self-control, work creatively and productively, and experience pride in ourselves and our work, as well as journal self-esteem. It leads to better decision making. It can make us better at our jobs, better communicators in the workplace, and enhance our self-confidence and job-related well-being. It can be said that self-awareness is having a clear perception of one's personality, comprising of our strengths, weaknesses, thoughts, beliefs, motivation, emotions, defects, ideas, ideals, responses, and reactions. It is about the capacity to do introspection. The introspection process on the one side gives insight in one's own personality, and on the other it also gives insight into how one is perceived by others. The ability to know about the perception of others allows to understand how others perceive your attitude and your behavior to them in the moment. Fine. This also gives understandings on how others are impacted based on our behavior, responses, and conduct. Knowledge gained through self-awareness helps to bring self-improvement and personal development. As one understands where one lacks, he or she can focus on his or her efforts to improve upon the behaviors. In the process of developing self-awareness, we develop emotional awareness about ourselves. You must have heard about emotional intelligence and emotional quotient. Self-awareness is one of the key components of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, also known as emotional quotient or EQ, is the ability to understand and manage one's own emotions in positive ways, which relieves stress, helps to communicate effectively, empathize with others, overcome challenges, and resolve conflicts. People who have emotional intelligence know what emotions they are feeling at any given time and why. Understand the links between their emotions and their thoughts and actions. Understand how their feelings will therefore affect their performances. How they affect your behavior is crucial to have effective interaction with others. It is also significant for overall health and well-being, as our body is integrally connected to our psyche. That is why many of the health-related issues are referred as psychosomatic, wherein soma refers to physical body. People who are good at self-awareness generally not only have a good understanding of their strengths and weaknesses, they also have a good sense of humor about themselves and they know about their limitations well. They are usually very reflective, learning from experiences and also open to feedback. Thus, I can say now that becoming self-awareness is the first step in overcoming one's personality defects. Now, how can self-awareness be achieved? Self-awareness can be achieved through observing oneself deeply, asking others for feedback, and it can also be achieved by observing others' mistakes objectively. Or feeling of being stressed or upset, one should become alert and do deeper introspection. This shall provide insight into some personality defect that has been triggered. Identification of the personality defect is the first step towards the process of self-help in the time of distress. In addition, we should be open to learning about ourselves through feedback from others. However, one needs to be alert enough and sensible enough not to fall in trap of false feedback. By false feedback, I mean the feedback given to discourage or demotivate others with the malefied intentions. As I said, self-awareness can also be achieved by observing others' mistakes objectively. This can be understood with an example. For example, in an office environment, if some colleague is reprimanded by boss for his unauthorized absence from duty, it can be learned by another person through observation only, that if he or she does the same, he will not be perceived rightly and shall be reprimanded too for the undesirable behavior by the boss. So, it can be said that through self-awareness, we become confident, we make sound decisions, build stronger relationships, communicate more effectively, we are better humans and as such better workers and more effective leaders. Now, let us know about Johri Window and understand self through Johri Window. Okay, what is Johri Window? The Johri Window is a model. What is this? This is a model which can be used as a tool for demonstrating the level of self-awareness. The understanding so developed can be used to improve self-awareness and mutual understanding among individuals within a group. Not only in understanding the interpersonal relationships between individuals, the model can also help to improve the intergroup relationships. The model is useful in team development. This model was developed by two Americans who were psychologists, Joseph Luft and Harry Ingham, in the year 1955. Their research area belongs to group dynamics. They worked in the University of California, Los Angeles. The model was first published in the Proceedings of the Western Training Laboratory in Group Development by UCLA Extension Office in 1955 and was later expanded by Joseph Luft. This model was originally developed for researching teams' group relations. Later on, it was found that the model can actually benefit every individual in their work and relationship. It has received great acceptability as a model for soliciting and giving feedback. The model is also referred to as disclosure feedback model of self-awareness and by some people as information processing tool. The Johri Window model is relevant due to the growing importance of soft skills or people skills, which include social skills, communication skills, character or personality traits, attitudes, career attributes, emotional intelligence quotients, social intelligence, etc., which enable people to navigate their environment, work well with others, perform well and achieve their goals with complementing hard skills. Okay, so Johri Window is widely used model for understanding and training self-awareness, personal development, improving communication, interpersonal relationships, group dynamics, team development and intergroup relationships. Fine. Now I move on to explain the Johri Window. In this model, There are four quadrants or regions which are the four Johari window perspectives. As each of these quadrants represents information on feeling, motivation, opinion, beliefs, etc. in terms of whether the information is known or unknown by the person and whether the information is known or unknown by others in the group. The first quadrant is named as open area, also called as open self or free area or free self or the arena. This area represents information that is known by the person about him or herself and is also known by others. This is entirely the area where all the communication occurs, and the larger the area becomes, the more effective and dynamic the relation will be. The second quarter is blind area, blind self or blind spot. This is the information zone that is unknown by the person about himself or herself, but which others know. The others may interpret you differently than you expect. The blind spot is reduced by efficient communication through seeking feedback from others. The next third quarter is hidden area, hidden self, avoided area, avoided self or facade. It is the hidden part of a person's life where things are known to the person but not to the others. This part hides all that kind of information that we don't feel comfortable to share with others. This area generally contains an individual's emotions, feelings, opinions, prejudices, and past history. The fourth quarter is unknown area. The fourth quarter is unknown area. This is the unknown area of a person's life where things are not known to that person or to others. You may also call this area as the undiscovered self or the dark area. By self-discovery and others' observation, you can reduce the unknown area. Learners, in the explanation of the Johari window, the terminology self means oneself, that is the person subject to the analysis. Others means other people in the person's group or team. Similarly, when the Johari window model is used to assess and develop groups in relation to other groups, the self would be the group and others would be other groups. Fine? The aim in any group should always be to develop the open area for every person, because when we work in this area with others, we are at our most effective and productive level, and the group is at its most productive level too. The open free area or the arena can be seen as a space where good communications and cooperation occur, free from distractions, mistrust, confusion, conflict, and misunderstanding. Now, if we connect Johari window with self-awareness, then I would like to explain that Johari window is something which helps us to know about the level of self-awareness and the subsequent human interactions. In the process of knowing the self-awareness level, Johari window let us know that we are often unaware of how others perceive us, how we present ourselves to others, and even how well we know ourselves. The premises behind the window concept of Johari window is that there are certain things which we know and things we do not know about ourselves. Similarly, there are certain things others know and do not know. Thus, at any given point of time in life, we may see our total being as we understand it and as others know about it in a true sense through the four window panes of Johari window. Luft and Ingham created this model because they believed that what happens in our life depends upon our own self-awareness and the awareness others have of us. In the explanatory diagram, all windows look equal, but in reality, this is not the case. The openness of each window will vary depending on your own personal levels regarding how well you know about yourself, how much you share about yourself with others, and how well others know about you. In case of Johari window of someone with high self-awareness, the size of the window is bigger in the open area. In case of Johari window of someone with low self-awareness and low trust, the size of the window is bigger on the hidden side, hidden area, hidden window side. Now coming to the point, how to use Johari window. Understanding Johari windows actually helps in transforming the quadrant size, the size of the window pane. In order to make use of Johari window to increase the level of self-awareness, first of all, put your abilities, competencies, traits, behaviors, motives, strengths and weaknesses in the three quadrants, namely open area, blind area and hidden area. Secondly, ask your close and trustworthy friends or relatives who know about you well to do the same for you. That is, putting your abilities, competencies, traits, behaviors, motives, strengths and weaknesses in three quadrants: open area, blind area and hidden area. Now once your Johari window is ready, the ultimate goal is to enlarge your open area in both sides, vertically as well as horizontally. Self-disclosure is the tool to enlarge the open area of Johari window vertically. This is done by the give and take process between you and the people you interact with. When you share information through self-disclosure, the boundary with the hidden area moves downwards, and as other people reciprocates, trust tends to build between you and them. This leads to stronger communication and bonding. However, in self-disclosure, one needs to be cautious too. Disclosing harmless items helps to build trust. However, otherwise, feedback is another tool to enlarge the open area horizontally. That is about reducing the size of the blind window. Feedback is a give and take process between you and the people you interact with. Here, you will learn things about you that others can see, but you cannot. Active and empathetic listening skills are useful in this process. By soliciting feedback and by being open to feedback by others, you become more aware of how others perceive you. Self-discovery. Self-discovery or shared discovery is another tool to enlarge the open area by shrinking the unknown area. In case of unknown area which is neither known by you nor by others, here self-discovery through introspections and others' observation can help enlarging the open area and shrink the unknown area. By examining how open or closed our personal window panes in the context of our groups in which we work professionally, we are able to collectively work on opening our personal open window panes, thereby closing our hidden and blind panes. When one pane opens more, the other panes automatically closes. The more intentional we are with our own self-awareness and the more we trust our other team members, the more we can expand our open windows. Encouraging a continuous development of the open area or open self for everyone by making it safe for others to share information is an essential aspect of effective leadership. Johari window is thus also one of the most effective tools for developing and improving communication skills. It encourages opening up with others, resulting in enhanced communication skills. Seeing through the Johari window helps to improve the quality of interpersonal communication. Finally, I would say Johri window model is based upon two things. First, to acquire the trust of others by revealing your information to them. Second, by hearing about yourself through feedback by others. Dear learners, in this lecture, we understood about self-awareness and about Johri window as a tool to facilitate self-awareness. Thank you.